Al-Qadariya sisters regain freedom after 19 days in captivity. Gunmen opened fire on vehicle, abduct man along airport road, Abuja. Survivors of Ibadan explosion narrate ordeal as rescue efforts continue. On the foreign scene, fighting rages on across Gaza as Israeli troops push into Khan Yunis. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for joining. And now we begin the news with a pleasing development as the 4 remaining siblings of late Nabiha Al-Qadariya abducted recently in Abuja have regained their freedom. The girls reportedly arrived their Abuja residence to the joy of family members, escorted by some security operatives. The release is coming after spending 19 days in captivity following their abduction on January 22, 2024. The 4 victims are Najiba, a 500-level quantity surveying student, her younger sister Nadra, 300-level zoology student, both of them from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and their twin sisters Habiba and Haniza. Uncle to the girls, Sheriff Dean, confirmed the development to Daily Trust, corresponding in a telephone chat on Sunday morning. According to him, the girls' release was secured late Saturday, and they are already heading home, he said. It was gathered that although the 100 million naira ransom placed on them had since been paid, the bandits held onto them for days, putting the family in suspense until Saturday night. Earlier, in a statement signed by Sheriff Dean Al-Qadariya, the family thanked Nigerians for standing by them during the trying and traumatic period. Now, barely 72 hours after gunmen raided an army estate at Kurudu on Thursday and whisked away a lawyer's wife and his mother-in-law, gunmen again attacked another resident along Airport Road, Abuja, after opening fire on his vehicle. The incident reportedly happened around 8:12 p.m. on Friday, when the victim, identified as Abdullah Hisabu, was driving with his wife at Sabalupe Airport Road. It was gathered that the gunmen inside an unmarked golf car opened fire and deflated the tires of the car and whisked away the occupant. One of the victim's neighbors, Daromola Joseph, in a telephone chat, confirmed the abduction of the victim, adding that the victim's wife managed to escape. The FCT has seen an increase in cases of abductions in the past weeks, raising concerns about the safety of the nation's seat of power. Our residents of Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, have decried the high number of deaths recorded across the state in the last 3 months due to insurgency. The residents who spoke to Trust TV estimated that no fewer than 700 people have been killed in the period under review and called on the state government and security agencies to rise to the challenge of addressing insecurity in the state. The report.
According to some residents, areas mostly affected include the Jalingo Metropolitan Area, Primary Board Area, Takanaban, CBN Quarters, among other places. They also said under local government area, the bandits attacked Kunini, Garindogo and other places, while Euro Council area was also not spared as they attacked and abducted scores of residents. In Zinc local government, residents said gunmen destroyed Munkin and Jereng among others, while they demolished Andami, Zelani and Usumanu areas of Karim Lamido local government area.
The chiefs, if they should come together and discuss this issue, I think it would at least soften this issue of insecurity.
Some religious leaders also decried the rate of destruction inflicted on communities by terrorists and called for concerted efforts from relevant stakeholders to address the menace.
But in our own case here, no major is taken. Don't be surprised, even you can find some security operatives even discussing these challenges openly among them. So there may be the political class are the one who are not aware of it, or they don't have the political will to take the situation, to tackle the situation.
The imams, the church, the mosques must come together. Let me ask you, my brother, how comes that when we are pagans, we don't have this problem? Now that we have two religions and we have this problem, something is wrong somewhere. It must be corrected.
Some traditional rulers applauded the efforts of the state government in addressing security challenges across the state, but however called for more to be done to free the state of insurgency.
We are not in war with anybody, so anybody want to fight us, we are engaged. We must find a way to solve this problem amicably without even getting whoever is saying that the government should come and negotiate with. But to negotiate with who? So to me, the idea of negotiation does not come.
The police public relations officer in the state, Abdullahi Usman, said security agencies are on top of the situation to ensure peaceful coexistence in the state. He called on the clergymen and traditional rulers to advise their followers against associating with criminal elements to ensure that peace reigns in their domain.
When you talk about many things happening within the state and tribe in general, I want to tell you that we had reported cases of kidnappings and robbery, in which, on receipt of all these incidents, which are very ugly in nature,
stakeholders are unanimous in their belief that with the support of everyone, insecurity will be reduced to the barest minimum.
And now on election matters, elections into the third tier of government in Borno State have been held. The council polls, which witnessed low voter turnout and devoid of violence, held this Saturday across the state. Trust TV's Beatrice Grizzly tells us more.
The capital city of Maiduguri at the early hours of the morning witnessed no vehicular movement but few pedestrians in most parts of the metropolis. The Saturday polls recorded low voter turnout at most polling units despite no restriction of movement in the capital. Some Maiduguri residents share their thoughts on the elections and expectations.
I haven't voted yet. Election officials arrived at about 9:30 a.m. I think people did not come out to vote because they felt their vote may not count. We came out to vote, but there was no polling unit. Nevertheless, we pray that those voted into office will be a blessing to all of us. I voted my choice candidate, and we hope that the outcome of the election is what we expressed in the ballot.
The governor of Borno State, while casting his ballot in Mafa local government, said the state electoral process will be enhanced and improved at the local level. Meanwhile, other key political stakeholders also exercised their franchise at various wards.
I advise chairmen and councillors that would be elected to work for the people and be very open-minded with them, because it will help build the reputation of the party.
Results of the poll are expected to be announced on Sunday. Beatrice Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
Away from election matters, as such, an investigation on the cause of Tuesday's blast in Bodeja continue, with announcements of relief items for victims by both the State Governor Sheyi Makinde and President Bola Tinubu. Residents have continued to share their experiences in the blast with Trust TV. While many have called for severe sanctions for those found culpable, others are yet to recover from the aftermath of the tragic blast. The report.
As residents of Ibadan still grapple with the unexpected explosion, some of them have called on the state government to provide adequate support in the areas of feeding, accommodation, psychological support and rehabilitation to assist victims of the unfortunate incident.
The one woman that is inside that day just went out. Before she come back, everything happened.
Who is the woman?
She's my brother's wife. Doesn't see anybody. Just don't see anybody to ask us say where we are going to live. We don't see anybody.
So when we reach our house, my madam wife, he caught my leg, the house help. Maybe we just saw her yesterday, already died. So it's for our forerunner, RAV4, and my own Jeep, Ford Edge. That's how it happened.
The Commissioner for Health in Oyo State, Oluwaserimi Ajetumobi, said 77 people were injured with 5 deaths recorded, while some dismembered bodies were also found.
Some have had surgery. A woman that had fractured had had surgery and she's stable. In University College Hospital now, we have about 5 still on admission. Then at Redeemers, we have 6 on admission. And the director, I just left Redeemers to check on our patients. And the director said later today, 4 will be discharged.
Similarly, the State Emergency Response Head, Temitope Alonge, noted that recovery efforts on the 4th day saw the team picking up missing body parts and assured of safety in the affected area.
Working very hard to get to Ground Zero by Monday. Ground Zero meaning we will have cleared off all the rubbles and taken away any hazardous waste that is at the site of the incident.
Meanwhile, Governor Seyi Makinde, while calling for calm and cooperation among the citizens, pledged to provide adequate shelter and sort the medical bills of the victims of the blast.
Also, let me use this opportunity to appeal to anyone still staying in any of the houses within 250 meters of Ground Zero to move out to government provided accommodation until we check the structural integrity of the buildings in this area. Well, at the same time, unscrupulous elements who may want to take advantage of this disaster to carry out any form of looting should be warned.
As many residents continue to ponder on the aftermath of the incident, some have said sanctions for erring minors and early detection will prevent such incidents in the future.
Katsina State government, through the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, has supported hundreds of physically challenged persons with food, clothing and other relief materials. The beneficiaries were randomly picked from the streets of Katsina and other major towns across the state as part of efforts to address their plight through empowerment, training on skills and capital to start up a business. Abdullahi Yamadi tells us more.
Worried by the current economic hardship and the difficulty Nigerians, especially the physically challenged, are facing, Katsina State government deemed it necessary to assist these vulnerable groups.
We have over 200 beneficiaries, both males and females. They are being selected, some of them from the street. We want to make them happy. We want to bring them into the society so that they will understand and know that the government is doing everything possible to make them happy.
Among the beneficiaries are people living with spinal cord injuries, deaf and dumb, widows and orphans, as well as those affected by disasters who find it difficult to make ends meet. These beneficiaries are extremely happy and overwhelmed, saying this is the first time the government is identifying with them, especially at a critical moment when they struggle for food to survive. I want to commend the initiative of providing relief materials to us. I think this effort should be commended. I also want to encourage other well-to-do and corporate bodies to do same. There is hunger everywhere. Poverty-stricken population are dying. We need help. We want to thank the efforts of Governor Dikko Radda's administration of providing relief materials to us. We sincerely appreciate him for this. We will utilize it judiciously to serve the purpose it was given. Earlier, hundreds of people affected by heavy windstorm, flooding and fire disasters across the state received assistance from the state government through its emergency response organization.
8 local government have been benefited, and from each local government, we've selected 46 beneficiaries. 25 of critical and then partial collapse, 26.
Public commentators suggest immediate implementation of all palliatives and salary wage grants, as well as living wage for all Nigerian employees to save the country from imminent collapse. Abdullahi Izuma Yamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
You're still watching News Update on Trust TV, coming up after the break. Residents decry impact of Naira's continuous fall against dollar. More details after the break. And for those joining us now, this is the News Update on Trust TV. And here is a recap, some of our top stories. Al-Qadariya sisters regained freedom after 19 days in captivity. And gunmen opened fire on vehicle, abduct man along Airport Road, Abuja. Now to more stories. The British Council in Nigeria has again increased the fee for the English language testing system examinations by 29%. According to a notice published on the Council's website, applicants will now pay the sum of 139,000 naira for the computer, academic and general training modules from February 1st, 2024. The examination is widely accepted globally by non-native English speakers as evidence of their language proficiency. The council blamed the change in fee on the hike in the cost of conducting the examination. And Nigerians have continued to lament the continuous fall of the naira against the US dollar, saying the fall is exacerbating the already strained economy occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. Adamu Imam, who spoke with some Bauchi residents on the high cost of living currently facing Nigerians, reports that most of them are asking the managers of the economy to devise a means of halting the naira's freefall against major currencies of the world. His report.
At the close of trading on Friday, January 19, 2024, the official naira to dollar rate was 890 naira, while at the parallel market it went to as high as 1,315 per United States dollar. Abubakar Atahiru is a currency exchange agent for many years. He says the high exchange rate is affecting their business, hence the need to change market strategy.
It's the issue of corruption. Corruption in the sense that most of government officials and bank management, there are a lot of things that they used to do that contribute to the failure of our economy and a lot of things. Only if
some of residents of Bauchi lamented that with official imports based on dollar rates, Nigerians will continue to suffer as long as the exchange rate stays high.
Today, you buy something. Tomorrow, if you go to the same market, it's another different price. So actually, we are not finding easy.
If you want to buy aluminum zinc now, go to the market and see. Tomorrow you see, if you see the one sheet of aluminum is 5,000 per square meter, and you see it tomorrow is 6,000 or 6,500. Look at how the market is fluctuating.
They brought the tomato from here to Lagos. They bought it here 40,000. Transportation is 60,000. So by the time you join it together, you see that if they are going to sell it, they must sell it to get a little things that they're going to eat.
They call for an economic rebirth driven by policies geared towards naira stabilization and a shift from a dollarized economy. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Apprentices in Gombe State says it is on a mission to keep the streets safe and motorbikes rolling by using their talents to address any electrical glitch in vehicles. This practice is not only helping the riders but also serving as a means of livelihood for the group. Hassan Koli reports.
Under the street lights of Gombe, these apprentices are ready to address any electrical glitch that may hinder a rider's journey. From fixing fuses to igniting a sense of community, these street sparks are making a difference on two wheels. Their passion for the bikes and electrical systems drives them to offer on-the-spot solutions. We specialize in fixing electrical glitches on bikes and tricycle. While we work for our main employer during the day, we gather here to work in order to make additional income. It is passion we'll all share. These apprentices not only fix technical issues, but also build a sense of community as Okada riders appreciate the assistance. The services they are rendering to us at night are really helpful, because without them, I won't be able to work if I had any electrical issues. On the other hand, these young apprentices are solely dependent on the little earning here to support their life. This work helps me cover my school fees, feed myself, and support others too. I am indeed grateful for what I am doing here. This is the unique story of apprentices who are taking their skills to the street, ensuring that every rider's journey is smooth and seamless. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
And now a fight rages on across Gaza as Israeli troops push into Khan Yunis as units raided the West Bank on Sunday after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rejected calls for post-war Palestinian sovereignty. There were reports of gunfire, airstrikes and tanks shelling in Khan Yunis, Gaza's main southern city, on Saturday evening. Thousands of Israelis demonstrated calling for the return of hostages held in Gaza and early elections to oust Benjamin Netanyahu. The Israeli military released photos of a kilometer-long tunnel with holding cells where Hamas allegedly kept about 20 hostages. Also held a ministry in Hamas-run Gaza says at least 24,927 people have been killed, mostly women and children, in Israeli strikes on their enclave since October 7th. Israeli officials say 1,139 people were killed in the Hamas-led October 7 attacks in southern Israel. Militant fighters took some 240 hostages during the attack, and 136 are still in Gaza, according to Israeli figures. And now on sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will hit a major milestone when they face Guinea-Bissau on Monday in the last group match of the Africa Cup of Nations in Abidjan. Beyond making a conscious effort at reaching the knockout stage, the game will be Nigeria's 100th Africa Cup of Nations match since the Maidens 6-3 lost to Egypt in Kumasi on 24 November 1963. Thus, Nigeria will be the fourth team after Egypt 109, Ghana 104, and Cote d'Ivoire 101. Super Eagles defeated the host Ivory Coast on Thursday and will trade tackles with Guinea-Bissau in their last Group A game on Monday at 6 p.m. Still on sports news, Nigeria's Temitope Adesina has set a new national record in the women's high jump event. Adesina created a personal best PB of 1.96 meter at the Koki Classic in Texas to eclipse the national record set by former African champion Doreen Amata in the outdoor 1.95 meter and indoor 1.93 meter since 2008. The 25-year-old freshman from Nigeria did not only break the national record, but her school record, took the National Collegiate Athletics Association (NCAA) lead and claimed the world lead. She is tied at the number 3 NCAA mark. And with that comes the end of Trust News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our media platforms and our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. My name is Abdurrahman Omar. Thanks for joining. Bye.